caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person.
You know 911, call emergency is your first port of call, isn't it?
The first port of call for a lay person is to call 911. They're calling for a skilled person. I am a specialist.
I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
What prosecutors say is the sound of a 50-year-old drug-addled entertainer, highly under the influence, while...
The film about him putting his band together, rehearsing for his big show, the O2 Arena. I think it's going to be very exciting to see how he works behind the stage, behind the scenes. And this is what this is all about.
Welcome to the sacrificed.
I don't care about what happened 14 years ago. All I want to focus on is the future.
One can't help but admire Dave's incredible courage after what he's been through. He's chosen to live his life to its fullest, and he's finally found happiness.
He starts each day, like a brand new day, and he's so positive and he's so energetic.
It was a story that stunned and angered the nation. In 1983, Dave's father, Charles Rothenberg, doused him with kerosene and then set him on fire. The 6-year-old little boy was burned over 90% of his body.
I know I have done a terrible, terrible thing to you, and I beg your forgiveness.
Charles Rothenberg was prosecuted for the unthinkable act and sentenced to 13 years behind bars, although he was paroled after serving less than half that time.
Are you bitter? Are you still angry at him?
Yes. Why wouldn't I be? But although, I don't dwell on it. He contacted me and wanted to meet me.
How old were you at the time?
I was about 7 years old at the time.
And were you in the hospital?
I was not in the hospital at the time. I was in interim back and forth from surgery.
And what did he do for you?
Well, basically, he befriended me. He took me into his life, which is very rare for Michael to do. But he opened up his arms to me and accepted me as a very good friend of his. And throughout the years, he never let me go.
I believe that's the hearse carrying the body into Forest Lawn. He will be interred. It looks like a beautiful place to have for him, Micheal.
It was very nice. It's a very nice compound.
Yeah, we're going to be showing you close-up of that. That is Forest Lawn. Were you surprised, Dave, to hear from him when you were 7?
Oh, it's a very interesting story, Larry. It was kind of, the visit to his Encino house was very impromptu, and it was kept a secret by my mother.
The visit to his Encino house was very impromptu, and it was kept a secret by my mother. And it was kept a secret by my mother.
You actually got to meet Michael Jackson at some point during the filming of this.
Yeah, but I didn't know it at the time.
What do you mean?
Because he was in disguise.
Opportunity to meet Michael Jackson. I fly out to Vegas, and I'm greeted by Muhammad, which is his head security Muslim guy, right? He calmly said, yes, Mr. Jackson is upstairs waiting for you. So we're going upstairs. At this point, this is when I realized, okay, everything about Mike is choreographed. Nothing is natural, everything is set up. Okay? Everything about Mike is choreographed. Nothing is natural, everything is set up. He was like, you wanna go to the movies? I was like, movies? You go to the movies? He said, yeah, let's go. So he goes into the room. 20 minutes later, he comes back out. And I'm like, okay, shit, where's Mike? The guy that came back out was like, I'm right here. I was like, this ain't Mike. I said, Mike, that's you? This nigga came out looking like an old man with a long ass beard, this little hat move in his trench, like a complete disguise. Sometimes I forget that he's supposed to be in this disguise, you know? And I keep calling him Mike. So then when I realized he was peeping, then I start calling him Dave. Dave.
Rothenberg, now known as Charlie Charles, will be sentenced for illegal possession of a gun. He is the same man who spent 6.5 years in prison during the 1980s for setting a motel room on fire, knowing at the time his 6-year-old son was inside. 90% of the boy's body was burned. San Francisco District Attorney Kamala Harris is here this morning. Nice to have you here.
Good morning, Russ.
Before this case of gun possession got to a jury,
yes.
How did the police find out about it in the first place?
Well, they had been tracking the case, and of course he is one of our most infamous criminals in the Bay Area, and there were reports about his activities. It was well known in the law enforcement community that he may be dangerous.
But there was a fire in his apartment house.
Yes.
And they were going through his drawers, his
yes, and it was during that search that they found a loaded .38 caliber weapon and 44 live rounds of ammunition.
Is there any reason to believe that he took part in the fire in that apartment house?
That charge is no longer active. There are charges that are active in terms of fraud, and those charges are still pending.
So today it goes before the court will decide on a sentence here. You want it to be a 3 strikes
Absolutely. We will be requesting this morning that he be sentenced to 25 years to life.
Why?
He is probably one of the most dangerous, heinous criminals that we have seen in California, much less the Bay Area. And, you know, we're all familiar with his past. We have to look, when we request a sentence, at the defendant in totality, based on his prior conduct, based on his current conduct, based on his dangerousness to the community, based on the seriousness of the offenses.
In 1983, I mean, that was a heinous crime. He was convicted of arson and attempted murder.
That's correct.
And his son, what kind of a relationship does he have with his son, if any, today?
We believe that he doesn't have a significant relationship at all with his son. In fact, I don't think he has any relationship with him.
So it's based on conviction of those 2 counts, arson and attempted murder, you go with 3 strikes?
That's correct.
Or has he had a blemished history since then?
He has many prior convictions, but those 2 are qualifying prior convictions for the sentencing scheme under 3 strikes.
Who makes the decision on this? Is it going to be the judge or the jury?
The jury has made the decision about his guilt, as all juries do, and the judge will make the decision about sentencing.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I mean, you a moment ago talked about how terrible this crime was and all, and you say he's the most dangerous criminal that the country has ever seen. Are you overstating that a little?
When you think about the fact that a human being set fire to his kindergarten-aged son and burned that child over 90% of his body, I think most people would agree that that is one of the most dangerous people that could be walking around.
And the case, it got to that because he was having a custody dispute.
That's correct.
With his former wife.
That's
and
correct.
I guess says if I can't have him, nobody's going to have him.
Correct. And at the time, in 1983, when that incident occurred, he was sentenced to 13 years in prison. He only served 6.5 years. And when we look at, again, his prior conduct coupled with his current activity, which is that he is a felon in possession of a gun, which is illegal, which is a crime.
He says he was using that because he's had vigilantes threaten his life because of what he did to his son.
There are defenses that the law allows, and a jury may consider those defenses. The jury, in this case, considered that defense and found it bogus.
Mm-hmm. So the judge will make the decision.
That's correct.
What are your chances of getting 3 strikes?
Well, we are, of course, requesting and are confident in the fact that he will be sentenced as he should be to 25 years to life.
Last year, Dave, who has legally dropped his last name and goes only by his first, decided it was time to face the man who nearly destroyed his life 14 years ago. It was an experience Dave describes as liberating.
I had to do that in order to step over the boundary that was hindering me from being successful.
Since then, Dave has found success. Professionally, he's directed several music videos, including this one with singer Kelly Lydell. And personally, he's found Stacy.
I think a spark has started, but it's not lit yet.
Dave and girlfriend Stacy Hawkins, an aspiring fashion designer, have been dating for a month and a half. Both say a special bond has formed between them.
She introduced herself to me because I'm a very shy person.
I saw him at the Martini Lounge and I was immediately drawn to him. He looked great, he had really cool clothes on, and I wanted to know who the designer was. We like the same music, we go to the same clubs, so we just started hanging out.
Stacy, when you look at Dave, what do you see?
Basically just a wonderful person. He's completely interesting, he's very artistic.
There is definitely a creative side to Dave. In the last year, he began painting, a passion that has touched his soul.
All my painting has to do with feelings that I have, or I have had in life. That one is about society's obsession with beauty. And in my opinion, beauty is nothing but a facade. And that painting is called La Facade.
Just 20 years old, Dave has already been recognized by the LA Music Awards for his work directing music videos, a career he hopes will help him achieve his lifelong dream, to be a filmmaker. And as Dave gets one step closer to that goal, it's one step further from a past he can leave behind.
I don't think what I went through is a tragedy. I think it is more of a triumph because I'm here today. I didn't die. I'm alive. I love living, and that's all that matters.
say wanna be starting something. You got to be starting something. So high, get up. Yeah, yeah. Too low to get under. Yeah, yeah. You're stuck in the man. Yeah, yeah. So high, get up. Yeah, yeah. Too low to get under. Yeah, yeah. You're stuck in the man. Yeah, yeah. I took my neighbor to the doctor with a fever but nothing she found. Down into the street, they said she had a breakdown. Someone's always crying. Start my baby crying. But the magic sends the music that to you. Nothing so gotta shake this, you're acting so good. Get the king and get the feeling. you take the chance to do it, then I bet no boy's going out with you.
Hello all, this is Dave. How are you? Our world has come to an interesting point in an interesting time. This is a very interesting project we're working on. I want to thank each and every one of you for your overwhelming support. May God bless you. I love you. Good night.
Thank you very much for all of your support, and may God bless you all. I love you. Goodbye.
I believe that I lost a person in my life, but at the same time, I gained a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience. To his Encino house.
I think I was at the Encino house.
To his Encino house.
I think I was at the Encino house.
To his Encino house.
I think I was at the Encino house.
Encino house.
The Encino house.
Encino house.
The Encino house.
What would you have done differently in your career if you knew then what you know now?
What I've done differently? Let me see.
If you knew what you knew now.
Yeah, I know. Practice more.
Practice more?
I practiced a lot.
You practiced a hell of a lot. But you're going to practice more? Oh my God. Okay. What is your greatest lesson learned?
Not to trust everybody. Not to trust everybody in the industry. There's a lot of sharks. And record companies steal, they cheat. You have to audit them. And it's time for artists to take a stand against them. Because they totally take advantage of them. Totally. They forget that it's the artists who make the company, not the company who make the artists. Without the talent, the company would be nothing but just hardware. I mean, just, you know. And it takes that real good talent that the public wants to see.
Totally. They forget that it's the artists who make the company, not the company who make the artists. Without the talent, the company would be nothing but just hardware.
Michael Jackson's personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, is free on $75,000 bail this morning after being charged Monday with involuntary manslaughter in Jackson's death last June. CBS News correspondent Ben Tracy reports.
Dr. Conrad Murray was called a murderer as he entered a Los Angeles courthouse. With the Jackson family looking on, Murray pled not guilty to manslaughter. Yet the official charge against him states that he, quote, did unlawfully and without malice kill Michael Joseph Jackson.
This has been a nightmare for him for many different reasons. And one of the reasons is that he lost a friend.
The just-released coroner's report says Murray gave Jackson a dose of propofol normally used in surgery to help him sleep. Police say Murray admits to giving Jackson the drug, but the doctor says nothing he did should have killed the pop star.
Jermaine, your reaction?
BS.
Some in the Jackson family think Murray should be charged with murder.
He's lying, he's guilty. Nobody was there but him. So he's guilty. He's just trying to save his own behind.
Dr. Murray is now out on bail, but he's facing up to 4 years in prison if convicted of the charges.
wants justice for Michael Jackson. That's certainly what the singer's fans want. The late King of Pop's admirers were out in force outside a Los Angeles court for the launch of a trial they hope will resolve unanswered questions over the megastar's death. Jackson's famous family were also there for the first court appearance of the man prosecutors claim was responsible. The singer died on June the 25th last year at his rented home in Los Angeles. The coroner's report said the sudden heart attack that killed him was caused principally by a powerful anesthetic, propofol, and the sedative lorazepam. The star's personal doctor, Conrad Murray, became the focus of a police investigation after it emerged he was with Jackson around the time of his death. Murray's now officially been charged with involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors allege that he did unlawfully and without malice kill Michael Joseph Jackson. The cardiologist had been hired in 2009 to care for the star while he prepared for a series of 50 comeback concerts in London. Murray's repeatedly insisted he's done nothing wrong, and he told investigators he was not the first doctor to give Jackson propofol.
When people leave that show, when people leave my show, I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Go. I've never seen nothing like this. Go. It's amazing. He's the greatest entertainer in the world. I'm taking that money. I'm building children's hospital. The biggest in the world. Michael Jackson Children's Hospital. We have a movie theater, game room, children, and depressed. The end of hospitals, the game room, the movie theater, they're sick because they're depressed. The mind is depressing them. I want to give them that. I care about them. Number 8 is God wants me to do it. God wants me to do it. I'm gonna do it, Conrad. I know you would. Or else we have no hope. No hope. That's the next generation that's gonna save our planet. Starting with
I want to ask you a question about specifically Dr. Murray's statement to the police in which he said he, I believe the exact words were, he slowly infused 25 milligrams over 3 to 5 minutes. Do you know what I'm referring?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall in his statement that he also said before doing so that he turned off the saline before infusing the 25 milligrams of propofol?
Yes, I do recall that.
How would one turn off the saline?
You would use a clamp, and there was that little white clamp you can see right there. I think it's probably there. On the exhibit currently on the elbow projector, there is a white clamp, and that's intended to completely shut off the infusion line. Dr. Murray, in his interview, described that he clamped the infusion line first, as I have done here. And he said he slowly gave this over 3 to 5 minutes. I'm going to do it just a little bit faster, not too much faster.
And the propofol is going down the tubing?
Propofol is now going down the tubing. And what you see is that it's all in the tube. none of it reaches the patient. So even if I had injected this over 5 minutes, no propofol has gone to the patient with this particular tubing set, and I have to do a little bit of calculations on the geometry of the other set. But an anesthesiologist, a nurse anesthetist, anybody who is familiar with IV injections knows that you don't turn this off. Because by turning it off, you're preventing the drug from getting to the patient. So now when I unclamp this, it flows into the patient. But it didn't flow into the patient while this was clamped. So even though it was described as a slow infusion, the drug was sitting here and then it's being bolused in.
So essentially sitting in the tubing until the saline is unclamped so it can flow through and push the propofol into Michael Jackson.
Correct. Because of the way it was described, which was not the way somebody trained in the administration of intravenous drugs would do this. You wouldn't clamp this, give the drug, and then unclamp this. It doesn't make sense. I just wish to say that this is an extremely unsafe setup because gravity is responsible for driving both of these. Gravity is driving them, and they are competing with each other for gravity. If I raise this up quite high, there's more force here, and this rate will slow down. If I drop this down, then there's more force here, and it will speed up. If the saline bag is turned off, this will speed up quite a bit, because there's no pump controlling the rate of this. You're dependent on gravity. And the set is not designed to be used that way. The set is designed to be used with an infusion pump controlling it right here. But there was no infusion pump. So it's an intrinsically dangerous setup.
Taking all the evidence that you've reviewed and all the deviations from the standard of care, you concluded that Conrad Murray was not only a substantial factor, but a direct cause of Michael Jackson's death?
Yes. He is a physician who has brought propofol into the room, started an intravenous, and provided access to propofol to a patient who may in fact be developing a dependency on sedatives. And he has been entrusted by Michael Jackson to look after his safety every night. And he has failed that responsibility while enabling the administration of intravenous propofol. He is responsible for every drop of propofol in that room.
I had my cell phone.
You didn't call 911.
I did not call 911.
You called his assistant.
Yes.
To call security.
Yes.
This is a vital time. You're the medical practitioner. You know 911, call emergency is your first port of call, isn't it?
The first port of call for a lay person is to call 911. They're calling for a skilled person. I am a specialist. I have the skill. I can start immediately. If you can do CPR as early as possible, that's great. But I don't know how long Michael was down.
So you didn't think you needed to call 911?
No, I'm not saying I don't need. I needed help. I needed help for sure.
Well, 911's your help.
Well, hold a second. Let me just explain. I know you're jumping ahead, but this needs to be developed. Okay? So there is a central theme of CPR. It's called the 10% rule. Have you heard it?
Yes.
Okay. If a person is down for 1 minute, there is a 10% chance if you can get to them and start CPR to help them that they will live, 10% mortality rate. But if Michael Jackson was down for 10 minutes, that immediately becomes 100% mortality. I don't know how long Michael was down. I was not there.
You were only gone for 2 minutes.
No, I left the chamber, as explained to you. I left the chamber next door where I was in the phone.
But you're aware of, visually, you would have heard him if he was going to be doing something. You lost...
This room is over 2,000 square feet and it has its sub-compartments. It's separated. And it's carpeted floor with wood. You don't have to hear him. I mean, you know, I just did not know.
intelligence. That's how
Really?
far they went, yeah. And these are men that shaped and changed our culture, our customs, the way we live, the way we do things. And I think God plants little seeds through people on the earth. And I think you're one, I'm one, to bring some bliss, some escapism, some joy, some magic. Because without entertainment, what would the world be like, you know? What would it really be like? It would be a totally different world for me. I love entertainment. And my favorite of all is film. The power and magic of movies. It's the greatest, it's the most expressive of all the art forms. I think it touches the soul. Music and movies is the most expressive. It's like, almost like it's like religion. You get so involved, so caught up. You go in the theater a different person when you come out. Yeah. They've affected you that way.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful, man. I think that's strong. I like that. I love that. And you got them, you know. And
you make them feel a certain way.
Yeah, especially
they relate to it.
Yeah, and they live it.
They
They're
live
part
it with
of
you. Yeah.
They forget their
The experience of watching a movie affects their life.
Their whole, and it can change your.
That's what I was saying. Remember about seeing Star Wars when I was 7 years old?
Yeah.
That it's not. It's a different experience for Paris or Prince seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. Even though it's the same movie, at the moment when you're a certain age and when you see it and what's going on in the world at that time, and it's the first time you ever see something like that, and it's like movies affect you. It's just like it's listening to hearing a song or seeing an artist perform. Getting to see James Brown and that moment of tears coming out of your eyes is different.
I can't tell you how incredible.
That's amazing.
And I just love the great entertainers, the great performers, the great showmen.
Yeah.
The storytellers, and just watching them, you just mesmerized.
Oh yeah.
You get caught up in it. I love it. One spotlight, baby.
Yeah.
Terror.
Criminal courthouse is standard government gray, but it lit up with all the drama of a Hollywood stage in the day one of Conrad Murray's trial. The voice of Michael Jackson in full performance and like his fans had never heard before. We do warn you that one of the pictures released by the prosecutors is graphic.
What have we done to the world?
The jury saw the Michael Jackson we all knew, the king of pop, in rare footage of his last time ever on stage, rehearsing for the This Is It tour, the day before he died.
What about flowering fields?
And they saw this. Michael Jackson in full death mask on a hospital gurney, killed, say prosecutors, by the unskilled hands and gross negligence of his personal doctor, Conrad Murray.
He left him there, abandoned him to fend for himself.
Prosecutors telling the jury Dr. Murray should have known his client was out of control. For the first time revealing this voice memo from Jackson.
I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life.
What prosecutors say is the sound of a 50-year-old, drug-addled entertainer, highly under the influence, while under the direct care of the man accused of killing him. A month and a half before Michael Jackson dies in his bedroom, he makes a voice memo on his doctor's iPhone.
I want to say, he's the greatest entertainer in the world.
The recording shocking to those who packed the courthouse. But prosecutors say more importantly, it should have shocked Dr. Conrad Murray.
And what does he do with that knowledge? He orders another shipment of propofol.
But the defense says the doctor was actually trying to wean Jackson off propofol, had cut the dosage, and it was Jackson who, while Murray was out of the room, delivered the final fatal dose.
Michael Jackson self-administered a perfect storm in his body that killed him instantly.
Meantime, the trial's first witness also brought the trial's first real emotion. Kenny Ortega, the director for the This Is It tour.
You learn there was a very serious issue with Michael taking place?
Yes, I did. Who found the lorazepam? the lorazepam and diazepam bottles that you took a photograph of?
I'm not sure, but I believe it was Detective Sanchez.
Well, you testified last week that you actually set those bottles up for photography purposes, right?
Yes.
Who did you take the bottles from to do that?
2.5 years ago. I have no idea.
Dr. Murray told Alvarez to call 911. He told you that.
Yes.
But Alvarez never did tell you about performing CPR, about him performing CPR, right?
Not at that time, no.
He never did tell you that Dr. Murray asked him to put vials or bags away.
That's correct.
You would agree with me that the press was overwhelming.
Say the least, yes.
Say the least. You were probably harassed more than you've ever been in your career. Would that be fair to say?
Be very fair, yes.
Were you able to ascertain and make a determination as to the manner of death regarding Michael Jackson?
Yes.
And what was the manner of death?
The manner was homicide. For example, Dr. Murray's statement to the police indicated that the propofol and other medications were administered by another person.
So you're commenting that Dr. Murray admitted to administering the benzodiazepines and the propofol?
That's correct.
Okay. What was the cause of death, Dr. Rogers?
The cause was acute propofol intoxication, and the contributing condition was benzodiazepine effect.
How many pills are in that bottle?
There are 9.5 pills.
And that was an original prescription of 30?
Yes.
And we also had another empty bottle that was found in the somewhere in the Mr. Jackson's bathroom. You understand therapeutic dosing for lorazepam, don't you?
Approximately, yes.
You felt that the lorazepam, well, you felt that benzodiazepines had a part in the cause of death, don't you?
Yes.
Had you ever heard of any doctor using propofol in their practice of medicine to treat insomnia?
I've never heard of it.
Okay, so let's talk about Michael. Since we have you here, I want to hear about this person you call your friend. You said you knew him better than anyone towards the end of his life, than anyone, correct?
Yes.
Did he share secrets with you?
Of course. The most hidden treasure trove of his life is with me. But I have protected Michael up till now.
Up till now?
Of course. Of course. I've said nothing that has been inflammatory about my friend. I protected Michael. You see, when I had a meeting at the house with AG officials, and they pointed to Michael, the guy who could not pay me for months after taking care of him. And they said that he could not pay for the popsicle his daughters were using, the toilet paper that they were using to wipe their private areas, that he was penniless. I was shocked. And it was that time when Michael came to me trembling and trying to get me away from the AG official, who was Randy Phillips. I was shocked out of state. I should have just picked my bags up and leave had I been looking for money, but it wasn't money. It was about the love of Michael. I have suffered a lot, there's no doubt about it. But I don't hate Michael. Michael did not do me wrong. He did not want this to happen to me. Whatever happened to Michael when I was not there, it's probably his own misjudgment. And I believe that that clearly happened because he was illogical, he was irrational, and he was in a withdrawal state from Demerol, which Dr. Arnold Klein was feeding him.
You said that he gave himself the drugs. You believe he gave himself the final fatal dose?
The premises cannot be breached. It wasn't breached. There was no one else in the house, in the upper chambers, but Michael and myself. I was away from him. The phone records shows that.
But again, I ask, shouldn't you have been with him?
No, because, and that's a good question, because I gave Michael Jackson 25 milligrams of propofol over 3 to 5 minutes. All of the doctors, 7 doctors in the trial showed that there could be no propofol effect after 10, maximum 15 minutes by Dr. Rogers, which is what I told the police. If I give Michael Jackson between 1040 and 1050, 25 milligrams of propofol, the effect of the drug would be gone by 11.
Okay.
And if I monitored him beyond 11:20,
you believe, according to medical standards, that you were reasonable
Absolutely.
with that. So you said you haven't shared any secrets of Michael's until now. Do you plan to? Is there something you want to tell us?
I would not share with you any hidden secrets of Michael, not at this time. We don't have that in summary.
But how long are you going to be silent?
How long am I going to be silent? As long as I wish.
Superior Court of California, Los Angeles County. The people of the state of California plaintiff versus Conrad Robert Murray, defendant. Case number SA 073164. Title of court and cause. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter in violation of Penal Code Section 192, subsection B. Alleged victim, Michael Joseph Jackson, alleged date of June 25th, 2009, as charged in count 1 of the information. This 7th day of November 2011, 4-person juror ID number 145, seat number 3.
The 3 bodyguards he trusted with his life speaking out for the first time. Ashley Banfield spent 3 days with the men who put their lives on the line for the King of Pop. Now, no matter what you think about Jackson, what you hear from these men may change how you feel. And Ashley, again, you spent quite a bit of time with these gentlemen.
I did, and I got to be honest, I really expected they were going to trash him because so many people have in the past. It was the opposite, got to be honest. They do want to write a book about him, and they say it's because someone has to defend this guy. They want to call the book In Defense of the King. And really, theirs is a story about a man who is sad and lonely, but mostly an amazing father.
He was the biggest pop star in the world. And at every frenzied moment, just beyond the camera's range, were 3 very big bodyguards: Mike Garcia, Bill Whitfield, and Javon Beard. Now, in this exclusive interview, they're revealing new details, intimate and personal, about Michael Jackson, the father, the brother, the prisoner of his fame.
There were times that he vented, and he vented loudly. Why don't people just leave me alone?
But Michael trusted them with his life, with his kids, and with his secrets.
We became more than just security.
With personal assistance.
And I'll say in the beginning, it was like, this is not our job. But then after a while, once we got to see what the situation and everything was, and how there was nobody else around, there was no entourage or anything else, it was just us.
They were on guard 24/7, traveling with Jackson and his kids across the country. When they weren't on the road, the family called this rented Las Vegas mansion home.
The walls stretch right around this compound. It's a veritable fortress. And although you and I might look at this as a beautiful Las Vegas oasis, bodyguards said that Michael hated being here.
For you and I, it's a great house.
Right.
But for security for Michael Jackson and his kids, horrible house.
They say Jackson felt exposed here. Too many neighbors, paparazzi swarming at the gate, even hiding in the trees. But it was in this house that these men learned more about Michael Jackson than almost anyone else.
Was he a good dad?
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. The kids would constantly tell him, you know, I love you, Daddy,
right.
Things like that.
So
it was like the
sweet.
four buddies, you know. I mean, that was their world.
And they say he did all he could to shield Prince, Paris, and Blanket from the media frenzy.
Did he know the headlines that said Wacko Jacko?
Sometimes you've seen him, and you would actually see him take it and turn it around, so
Right.
the kids didn't see it.
He was successful in shielding those kids from
Yes.
these headlines.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yes.
Did he know that the reason so many people thought he was bizarre was because of some of his behavior?
Everything he did, he didn't find a problem with.
Right.
He didn't think it was weird.
Different, I'd use the word different. Weird, no.
After spending years behind bars, Dr. Conrad Murray is now out of jail. And if he and his lawyers get their way, he'll be back practicing medicine again. New at noon, ABC's Larry Jacobs is closely watching these latest developments.
Dr. Conrad Murray has spent the past 2 years calling a Los Angeles prison cell his home. But the disgraced physician, found guilty in November of 2011 of involuntary manslaughter and the death of Michael Jackson, has left detention, 2 years shy of the 4-year sentence he received.
Conrad Murray was released at 12:01 tonight, and he was released safely and securely.
Murray was treating Jackson on June 25, 2009, the night the pop singer died. Murray, acting as Jackson's private physician, administered an intravenous drip of the anesthetic propofol, as well as a cocktail of other anti-anxiety drugs and muscle relaxants in an effort to help Jackson, a chronic insomniac, sleep.
I mean, I don't think that he would say that giving him propofol was the best idea in the world. In hindsight, maybe he should have walked away. Jackson would have gotten it from someone else.
Next up for the doctor, a return to medicine. His attorneys filing petitions in Texas to have his license reinstated.
He's pretty confident that he'll be able to practice medicine again somewhere.
An outrage, Katherine Jackson releasing this statement. It is clear Conrad Murray killed Michael Jackson. We hope he could never practice medicine again and will not violate his Hippocratic oath and hurt another patient.
Well, friends, remember Las Vegas artist Dave. He died at the age of 42 last month at a Las Vegas hospital. Dave was badly scarred at the age of 6 when his father actually tried to burn him to death. Dave was a close friend of Michael Jackson, who he met shortly after that attack.
I felt like he had like Michael Jackson's spirit in him, because there were times that he even sounded like him talking, and it would just kind of blow my mind sometimes.
I felt like he had like Michael Jackson's spirit in him, because there were times that he even sounded like him talking. There were times that he even sounded like him talking.
I think audience, you've seen it, Jackie. What do you think audiences are going to think of it?
Say it one more time, Larry.
What do you think audiences who see it will think of it?
I think they're going to love Michael. They've always loved Michael. They like to see Michael perform, and this is a film about him putting his band together, rehearsing for his big show, the O2 Arena. I think it's going to be very exciting to see how he works behind the stage, behind the scenes. And this is what this is all about.
Very exciting to see how he works behind the stage, behind the scenes. And this is what this is all about.